Good morning. Welcome to graphic design, and we are now on week 5. So we are actually moving on from Photoshop, and we're moving over to the next tab over for Illustrator. So our course schedule for this unit of our course is here. Of course, as people have vacations and things like that, things might look a little bit differently depending on you individually. So whenever you get stuff turned in, same as normal, no big deal. I will already tell you, during around our last week, I'm actually going to be on vacation, and I'll be out of the country, so I actually won't even have access to my computer. So when we get to that point, we will figure that out. A lot of you are extremely ahead of the game, so we should be nice and good to go. So it'll be all great. Just like with Photoshop, you have a basics lesson. So if you're not familiar with Illustrator, this is the place where you definitely want to start. And then you can come on down here for your lessons. Now you have obviously your lessons just like we did in our previous unit, and then you have your assignments. So for instance, I'm going to open this up in a new tab. Your first thing you're going to start with, well, that's going to show you guys' stuff, but basically you guys are going to have some sort of picture, and then you need to decide and use your best knowledge of the programs to decide if each image was made in Illustrator or if it was made in Photoshop. And you can retake this quiz as much as you want. So don't feel like that if you're not completely competent yet in what things you do in either or, that it's going to kind of throw you off. And then your first project for this lesson this one's pretty simple. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the pen tool in Illustrator, which note pen tool, very, very similar to that of Photoshop, and then follow the paths around the object. And then you can upload your Illustrator file when you're done. So your actual starting point is right here. Okay, so if I click on that, I can go ahead and download it. And then I'm just going to throw that into Illustrator for myself. And then it'll open. You can see I've already been helping some people with some other things. So now that we're in Illustrator, you have your selection tool, you have your pen tool, your layers. My layers are right here. Your Illustrator may be set up a little bit differently from your Photoshop, but anytime, of course, that you need something, then you can just go over to here under Window and then go ahead and find that. So now, for instance, when you're saving an Illustrator file, it'll have a .ai. So I'm just going to do a file save as so you can see some of our options. Okay, and excuse my desktop. I always have like a ton of stuff on here. So as you can see, .ai means it's an Illustrator file. Okay, you can also you're probably not going to want to do any other ones. You could also do a PDF. If for some reason you're having some issues uploading things like that, you can always do a PDF. I'm going to cancel out of here. You can always take a screenshot. So a screenshot on a Mac is Command-Shift-4. PC, I believe it's, I think it's Option-Shift-4, but I would maybe Google it just to confirm. So if you're having any issues with that, go ahead and feel free to submit that way. Another way is you can actually do File and then Save for Web. So what this is going to do is it's kind of going to flatten everything. So we could go into a long spiel about web design and things like that, but we're definitely not to that part. This is just pretty much going to make you a flat image that you would see like if you made a JPEG in Photoshop. You can just choose, it'll automatically default, or it should default to ping 24. You can leave it there. You can decide if you want, you could do a JPEG as well. So whatever works for you to open these up. This image right here, this shouldn't be an issue. When we get a little bit further into our unit, your file size might be a little bit larger, so it may be easier just to shoot over a PDF. And of course, if you are having issues uploading, you're always welcome to just email me those lessons. So then just to recap here real quick. So for this week, you are in Illustrator. You're on lesson 1, so you have that quick little quiz to do, and then you have the Illustrator pen tool to do. And just like with Photoshop, we're going to start off nice and easy, and then we're going to move on and build all of your techniques and skills from there. So you do have 4 lessons here, and then eventually our instructional lesson for our final. So let me know if you guys have questions or concerns, and I look forward to seeing the great work you're doing. I should be grading your disintegration pictures from your last unit in Photoshop. I should be doing that today. if not by the end of the day tomorrow. So thanks, guys. Have a wonderful week. Let me know what you need.